Today, we're diving into a really huge shift happening in cybersecurity. We're moving away from just building digital walls and waiting around to be attacked to a future where we can actually predict and stop breaches before they even happen. Let's get right into it. So let me ask you this. Is your security strategy basically just waiting to get hit? I mean, for decades, right? The whole model has been build up your defenses and then just sit there waiting for an alarm to go off. But in today's world, that's kind of like being a goalie who only dives after the ball's already hit the back of the net. It's a losing game. And the difference couldn't be more stark. You look at the old way. It's totally reactive. It's manual, it's slow, and it's all focused on threats we already know about. But the new way? It's powered by AI. It's predictive. It's automated. It's lightning fast. And it's continuously looking at risk, even against threats nobody's ever seen before. So here's our roadmap for today. We're going to start by looking at that old defensive game. Then, we'll get into this new pre-attack mindset and really explore how AI can predict and simulate attacks. And to wrap up, we'll see what the big advantage is here, and then test our knowledge with a real-world scenario. You know, the biggest problem with traditional security is that it's just overwhelming. Security teams are absolutely buried in alerts, trying to manually connect all these little dots on complex attacks that might be unfolding over weeks or even months. By the time they figure it all out, the damage is done. You're always playing catch-up, always one step behind. So the answer isn't just about getting a slightly better tool. No, it's about a complete and total shift in how we think. It means we have to move our entire focus to what's called the pre-attack phase. The goal is no longer just to respond faster, it's to get so far ahead of the game that these attacks get stopped before they can even get off the ground. And this, right here, is the heart of it. The pre-attack phase is all about using AI and machine learning to build a predictive strategy. It's about figuring out the who, the why, and the how of a potential attack before the attacker even makes their first move. This isn't just defense anymore. This is intelligence-driven security. Okay, so you're probably wondering, how does this actually work? How on earth can AI predict the future? Well, it all starts by totally reinventing a classic security practice, threat modeling. So forget about the old way of doing things. Drawing diagrams on a whiteboard maybe once a year. AI creates a living threat model. It is constantly analyzing your systems and just a flood of external data to find these incredibly complex attack paths that, let's be honest, no human team could ever possibly spot on their own. This prediction happens in three really cool ways. First, attack graph analysis. This maps out every single conceivable path to your most critical assets. Second, and this is just wild, generative AI literally reads the latest threat reports and invents new attack scenarios based on them. And third, it maps attacker behavior. So if it sees a little bit of snooping over here, it can predict that a phishing attack is probably coming over there. It connects the dots before they're even fully drawn. Predicting is one thing, but you've got to test your defenses, right? So the second big thing AI does here is act as your own virtual 24/7 red team. It's constantly, and I mean constantly, and safely attacking your systems to find those weak spots before a real attacker does. And here's how that works. It's a full attack lifecycle, but it's all automated and totally safe. The AI discovers all your assets, it analyzes them for weaknesses, then it runs simulated exploits to see if they'd actually work. And it even tries to move sideways through your network, learning and adapting just like a real human attacker would. And the benefits here are just huge. First, you get scalability. You can test everything all at once. You get continuous assessment instead of just that one-time-a-year snapshot. And you get consistency, which takes human bias out of the equation and makes sure every test is just as thorough as the last. Okay, let's zoom out for a second. What's the big picture advantage here? Why does making this shift to a proactive, pre-attack model matter so much to a business? This quote really just says it all. You're moving away from a check-the-box audit once a year to a living, breathing, real-time understanding of your actual risk every single second of the day. That is a total game changer. All right, that's enough theory. Let's see if we can actually apply these ideas to a real-world problem. I'm going to show you a question, and I want you to think about which answer really fits this new, proactive, AI-driven way of thinking. So here's the scenario. Your company is about to launch a brand new web application, and you need to make sure it's secure before it goes live. Based on everything we've just talked about, what's the smartest pre-attack approach to take? So what do you think? What's the best move? Is it A, setting up a SOC dashboard to watch the logs? Is it B, doing a manual pen test every month? C, putting in a breach and attack simulation or BAS tool that uses machine learning? Or D, running a static analysis tool on the code? Now think about which one is continuous, automated, and predictive.
And if you chose C, you absolutely nailed it. Let's take a second to break down exactly why that's the right call.
Here's the deal. Watching logs, option A, is reactive. That happens after the attack is already underway. Manual pen testing, B, just isn't scalable and it's not continuous. And static code analysis, D, while it's a good step, it's static. It doesn't simulate a real complex attack. Only C, breach and attack simulation, uses AI for that automated, predictive, and continuous testing that is the whole point of this new mindset.
So we've seen this incredible shift from reacting to predicting. And it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? Now that AI is getting so good at finding all of our technical blind spots, what's the next human blind spot it's going to uncover for us? Something to think about.